fortunate that Bank of Industry, through a number of iterations, has continued to evolve and to become a stronger and a stronger institution. And one of the commitments that the government of President Muhammadu Buhari made is to make sure that we strengthen corporate governance and make sure we have good governance practices as part of his commitment to dealing with issues of both corruption and making sure that Nigeria is a better place to do business. So in thinking about the board and in bringing it together, I think you will agree with me, for those of you that know the members of the board, that the government has done well in terms of the quality of the people the government has chosen. Right from the chairman, a distinguished banker in his own right. In fact, many years ago was in NIDB, but also has been a distinguished commercial banker and, just has had an illustrious career. To the CEO designate, who is also of a similar sort of background, to the members of the executive management and non-executive management, to the supervising ministry. If you look at the quality of our directors and people, I think you will agree with me that Bank of Industry is going to play a very significant role going forward. And from the information that has been shared with me already by the management, I'm highly confident that Bank of Industry will be a very important partner to this government in discharging of his responsibilities. And I just wanted to give you some examples, because I think since it's not every day we have this type of gathering, of some of the areas where the bank is already working with the government and is committed to working with the government. I mean, the first one is on the whole theme of industrialization and the players in industrialization. I know that the management have made a commitment and continue to make a commitment to work with our industrialists, large, medium, and small, to achieve their objectives. They understand the importance of development and the development bank, and they have assured us that they have mapped out strategies not only to continue to do what they're doing, but to substantially raise their capital so that it will make more money available to our teaming industrialists of all sizes. And one of the things I like about what the management has said is that they're not going to discriminate against the small businesses, just like they won't discriminate against the large ones. In other words, as you know, they have a directorate for large enterprises, for SMEs, and also for other aspects of industry. The other thing that is also relevant about the Bank of Industry is that it has earned the trust of many of the key agencies and sectoral players in government. So you'll be interested to interview them and learn how many other parts of government that they either hold the funds in trust for or are working with, like the cement body and the cement council, the sugar council, textile, cotton and garments, and so on and so forth. And this is because they always discharge the responsibilities. The Central Bank of Nigeria has, even if I say so for them, I know it's a matter of reality, consider Bank of Industry the preferred partner when they're trying to get funds to most of these industries and sectors. And I think it's something the bank has earned over time, and for which the bank has to be congratulated, and for which I hope they will continue to do well. When the government decided to set up its social intervention funds and investment program, they actually invited me as an oversight minister and the bank to work with them on a key part to do with enterprises. And of course, that's a decision the government made right from the presidency to, the team working on this. And I think the bank has not disappointed them, in terms of how it's going. I know it's one of the more successful programs, the JIP program. It's one of the most successful programs of the SIP, or the Social Intervention Program of the government. And when you come back to industrialization, as you know, we've been working to set up industrial parks and special economic zones. I'm also happy to say that the bank has been working with us to work with various financiers to make sure that the funding of those special economic zones, in terms of project finance, in terms of operationalization, will be done in a very robust and in a very professional way. But I don't want to steal the thunder, because I actually don't know I haven't seen the statements that both the chairman and the management will make. So I need to be careful that I don't say everything. So it'll be like, you didn't let us sort of, share our own program. So let me pause at this point and just say that for us as a supervising ministry, we are very delighted and happy to work with Bank of Industry. And I believe that we have a mutually beneficial relationship and synergistic relationship. One of the areas of interest to the ministry is the synergy between the various agencies and banks and institutions that report or work with the ministry, of which BoI is a very prime example. But as you know, we have agencies like the Industrial Training Fund, like the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, like the NEPC, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, like NEBSA, like and so on and so forth. And one of the areas where, again, the bank has made a commitment is to work with us to make sure that we have synergy, between these agencies in those areas where we want to do things.
This is a call to national service, and we shall put in our best to justify the responsibility vested in our hands. We will provide governance and oversight with transparency and integrity. We shall partner with other organizations such as African Finance Corporation, the African Development Bank, the National Pension Commission, the Sovereign Fund Authority to strategically key into the federal government's economic recovery and growth plan. The board will benchmark international best practices in its policies and actions. The board will place emphasis on the developmental impact of the bank's financial support and services to the economy. Capacity building of the bank staff as well as the beneficiaries of the bank's facilities will be top on the board's priorities. Honorable Minister, on behalf of my colleagues, I wish to conclude by reaffirming that the board will provide sound, professional, transparent, and ethical leadership to ensure a sustainable future for the bank. And finally, I would like to express our appreciation for your very kind appraisal of the bank. We will definitely continue to build on the good name the bank has already built.
Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Okechukwu Enelamah, and the new board chairman of the Bank of Industry, Aliyu Diko. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.